This is the PCMR edition of the Lian Li O11 Dynamic. And if you haven't heard of the O11 Dynamic by now, you've probably been living under a rock. This is one of the best mid-towers, I think is what it qualifies as. Actually, it has 8 PCIe slots at the rear, but it's got like a mid-tower height. It's a bit thicker than a traditional mid-tower, but it makes excellent use of space, and that's why custom coolers especially love building in this. You could build really any system in here and it'll look pretty good. But this one has a special mirrored finish of the left panel as well as the front panel, and we've got nice space gray accents pretty much everywhere else, and we're going to build a very special system inside of this in honor of good old PCMR. Stay tuned. The A500 Mark's Corsairs returned to proper air cooling thanks to 4 direct contact copper heat pipes at the cold plate, a large aluminum fin stack, and 2 ML120 fans for silent operation down to 400 RPM. The fan brackets are a significant improvement over wire for easy adjustment to accommodate RAM up to 45 millimeters tall. Yes, I checked, that includes Dom Platts. For a significant improvement over stock cooling and long-term peace of mind, check out the Corsair A500, linked below. So I'm going to start this build off by showing you a part that you probably don't see first. Usually it's the CPU or the graphics card. But one of the most important aspects of this build will be the custom cables. We're going to use a P2 power supply. It's one I've had for quite a while actually, but they'd almost knocked down one of my LED panels hanging from the ceiling. But we've got some special yellow with silver and black accent cables from CableMod that I've actually used in a previous build. You may have seen these before, but these are almost exact matches to the PCMR color scheme. So actually, if you want to swing over here into the closet, we've got the PCMR box, and that yellow is pretty close to the CableMod yellow that we've got going on here, with some black, and then of course the gray accents. Not an exact match by any means, but pretty darn close if I do say so myself. Next up, we've got the Gigabyte Aorus Extreme RTX 2080. This is not the 2080 Super. I actually got this before the 2080 Super came out. But this is the one that has those crazy LED fans that turn at different speeds, and the blinking of the LED syncs up with the RPM. I painted this one silver. And originally it was in like a different silver themed build, and I thought I did a pretty good job with the paint job. But this silver, I think is going to look really good with the silver accents on those yellow cables that I just showed you. And of course, silver, there's a tiny bit of that in the PCMR space. So next up, in light of recent Intel launches, I figured it'd be pretty fitting to set up a gaming PC with some of the best gaming CPUs around. And despite what you might feel about Intel, the fact is, they still make the best gaming CPUs around, and Z490E is going to give us a great platform for the 10900K, which is a stupid name for a pretty good gaming CPU. Now, we do have our 10th gen samples from Intel. I'm sure you guys saw plenty of this coverage yesterday or something like that. I know that these NDAs kind of overlap. We're going to use the i9, and it's because, yeah, it's an i9, it's a beast, 10 cores, 20 threads. Might not be the cheapest option out there, but it's one of the best for gaming, and that's why we're going to throw it into our PCMR build. Now, as for RAM, plenty of options to choose from, but I think good old-fashioned Corsair Dom Platts, these are the silver models, a bit older, are going to do just fine for this system, both in terms of functionality and form. Look how beautiful those heat spreaders look. By the way, we ain't no chumps. We're going with 4 modules to populate all 4 slots, because there's no other reason other than just to say you've got all 4 slots populated. It's gonna look cool though. Got that fuel nate? Yes, sir. Woo! Hey, this is the problem when you don't have nails. There we go. Yeah. Woo! Let's see if we can make the record CPU install time. What do you think, Nate? 4 seconds? 3. 3 seconds? All right. 3, 2, 1. That was like 5, and probably super cringy. Oh my goodness. So this silver matches almost perfectly with the silver that we painted the graphics card. So this is gonna look so good, I think. Now for cooling, it doesn't really make sense in my opinion to air cool in a case like the 011 Dynamic. So we're gonna throw in an H150i Pro RGB. I've used this in builds in the past as well as my own personal build. It's got silver accents to match the RAM and the graphics card. I think we're gonna replace the stock fans with some RGB fans that'll look really good through the mirrored finish of the case. We're gonna turn the graphics card sideways. A vertical graphics card holder kit from Cooler Master will do. This would normally require you to cut through the PCI slot frame edge pieces in the back of your case, but the 011 Dynamic does not have any of those slot cover frame things, whatever they're called. They just have the slot covers themselves, so when you remove these, you can literally shove your whole hand back here. So this kit here is perfect for that. It'll also keep the card closer to the rear of the case. And last but not least, storage. You know what, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna RAID 0 240 gig NVMEs. These are actually really fast. I think about 2,500 megabytes per second a piece. When we RAID 0 these, I'm expecting near double that performance. Granted, RAID 0 is a bit risky, but I like living on the edge. These are actually Cardia modules from Team Group, but I removed the stock heat sinks just because we're gonna be covering them back up anyway. Second one further down, also going in. Okay. Actually, we need to get the little standoffs in the box. We'll secure these and then cover them up. So in order to remove the side panels in this case, you need to remove the top panel first, and everything else just slides out like so. Totally toolless, very convenient. Now, this is actually a special edition case, which means there are only a certain number of them being made. And if you happen to get a hold of one, you will get 2 plates that will show you what number yours is. So just say Lian Li, PCMR, special edition number, in our case, number 4. That's pretty baller. I think that's straight enough. Nice. Now I heard that originally they had these numbers etched into the glass in the left side panel. Apparently they ditched that, or maybe it just was like a concept idea. Would have liked to have seen that instead. It's gonna be pretty difficult to read this when you put that mirror left panel back on. We're gonna lay the case down. This Z490E has an integrated rear I/O shield, which is awesome. I love that trend. Also got a reset BIOS switch, a clear CMOS switch there. And then we've got integrated Wi-Fi, just a few other things. You wanted to check those out with this particular board. And we're gonna drop her in like so. So we are installing the AIO now, and it's gonna be installed up top. Yeah, all right, how about we do an X this time? Nate, you feeling an X?
I'm feeling a Y.
You're feeling a Y? What? Why? Why are you feeling a Y, Nate? Actually, come to think of it, that does look like a Y. Sure, we're gonna get complaints about how much thermal paste this is. Y'all can get over it. We're gonna go ahead and remove these SSD trays. We're not using 2.5-inch SSDs. And these pop out pretty easy. Remember, our card is gonna be sitting here vertically, so it's not gonna matter what's here anyway. And now for the merge. This is this showpiece, I think, in this build, apart from the case, obviously. I'll get that riser installed first. It'll be difficult to do once the card's in here all the way. And there she is in all her glory, minus the cabling. Again, black and silver, looking mighty fine. I really think these cables are just gonna set this build off. Being that they're, you know, yellow, and there's really not much else in this build that's yellow. Okay, and sorry about the lighting here, but just so you get the gist of what's going on. Fan side out. I do have ventilation here for that. And then we can screw the power supply to the case from the rear. So to fix these cable combs, you want to fix these before you plug in the cable, because by then you've got tension in these individual strands, and you're not going to have enough length to mess around with them. So twist it around, connect, pull these back a bit. Uh-oh, I found more plastic. Nate, you ready for this? Oh, whoops. Hey. Yeah. That is some good stuff. Oh. Now for the moment of truth, I'm really curious how reflective this front panel, because again, it's got that mirror finish. Yeah, okay, so in optimal lighting situations, you're gonna be hard pressed to see anything through that left panel, especially on camera, I imagine. So now I am here with Mr. Pedro, Mr. PCMR himself. I really need his blessing. Otherwise, this build is just, it's not gonna work for me. I think it looks good, but you know, PCMR doesn't think it looks good, then it's not really a PCMR build. So, Pedro, welcome to the YouTube channel. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm really curious to see what you have built.
Okay, I'm a little nervous, but I think the color scheme at least suits the PCMR aura. I don't know.
Is there a yellow?
Yes, there is some yellow. Just a bit of it. It's a conservative amount of yellow, and then mostly black with actually quite a bit of silver as well, which I know isn't an official color, but it's blingy and RGB-ified. So yeah, without further ado, here she is.
Whoa. Okay, I see what you meant. Yeah. This looks awesome. I actually like the fact that there's like yellow, but not too much.
Yeah, just in the cables. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the silver, silver looks great on with anything. And I see you did put a lot of RGB fans. So.
Quite a number of them.
I think I can improve this fully.
All right. We've got the PCMR blessing. That's good stuff. I'm gonna show you. So Pedro's not looking at the he's looking at pictures that I sent him. You guys are looking at the B-roll now, but I sent him a picture with the LEDs off, with the system just as is, and then also a picture with the LEDs on, with the panels on. I think that the RGB actually works really well, considering this case has like a pretty I don't want to say opaque, but the mirror finish is pretty intense, so you can't really see into it without LEDs illuminating the inside. And we've got plenty of that going on, I think.
Yeah, I really like the adjective you used, intense. That's really what PCMR is about in a way, isn't it? Like their intense love for everything PC related.
Awesome. Well, Pedro, I appreciate you joining the video and giving me your feedback, and I'm gonna link the PCMR YouTube channel, which you guys you just started pushing a lot of content out to that, right? Like pretty recently. Okay, yeah.
PCMR, of course, our main home is on Reddit, as you know. But we've been trying to spread a bit of PC enthusiasm everywhere because, of course, there are PC lovers everywhere.
Right, awesome. Okay, so we're going to link that down below. And then also, you're going to be releasing your own video on this, so I'll be sure to differentiate between just the general homepage link and that specific video you'll be launching at pretty much the same time this video launches. So maybe you guys can swing on over to that one if you haven't already. Thanks, Pedro. I appreciate the input.
Thank you, Greg.
See you guys.
Awesome to talk to you.
So that is all for this one. If you want to build this system, you can find all the parts linked below. If you want to pick and choose, you can totally do that as well. Those links are affiliated, which means that we get a small kickback if you buy anything from there. We would appreciate that. And then 10900K coverage, if you want to know when that's coming, benchmarks and whatnot, probably next week. I didn't want to compete with dozens of media outlets releasing day one coverage. Been there, done that. Not really my thing. We'll do some crazy experiments with the CPU as well. If you guys like this video, thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. My name's Greg. Thanks for building with me.